How's it going, everybody? In today's tutorial, we're going to be going over procuring hardware. Now, primarily, I'm going to be going over printers and scanners. Now, most all printers will work with the system because anything that is an IP printer, we can connect over the internet via cable or wireless. You'll be able to attach to a print server, and then we can point that back at Razor. So what I'm going to be showing you here are a few recommendations of printers that we know work well and scanners that we know work well, but due to the fact that it's a web-based system, most any printer will work, and the same with scanners, because scanners just act as a keyboard on your computer to input information, so there's not really much limitation at all inside the software with what scanners you want to use. So here, moving over to printers first off, we're going to start off with the S4M. This is a Zebra S4M, and it'll print anything from a 1.5 to a 0.75 to a 4x6 label. So very little all the way up to very large. They're obviously a quite large printer, but they're very robust. They're made out of all metal, and they can get dropped. They can have things dropped on them. You can put them in areas where they're going to get dusty. It's going to be a lot of vibration around forklifts and things like that. They're a very good workhorse printer. They're pretty cheap considering their quality. They are easy to get replacement labels and ribbon for. They're easily maintainable, so you just grab the side panel, lift it up. You can see the hinges on the top where it'll pivot. Then you can throw in new labels and be back up and running, within a minute of running out of labels or ribbon. So it's very, very decent, easy to set up, and very reliable printer. Now the slightly newer version of this, a little bit of an upgrade, is the Z4M. Now this is the newer one. It'll print in a little bit higher DPI. It'll print a little bit faster, a little quieter. It's just kind of Zebra's slightly newer version of that. And then there was also the Z400 is the even newer printer, which isn't necessarily needed for the applications, but if you wanted to buy one of those or if you had your hands on one, they would work as well. Once again, as a network printer, you'd be able to connect that up no problem. But these are a very reliable printer that almost all of our customers use in one application or another to be able to do recycling labels or inventory labels, whether it's a 3x1 or 4x6, 4x2, they can all come out very easily and reliably out of the Z4Ms. Now, in a smaller footprint, you'll see that there's a lot of words going on here, but we're going to pay attention to the two on the right here, which is the TLP 2844Z and the TLP 3844Z. Now, these two are ones that we would recommend, primarily the 3844, because that prints at 300 DPI as opposed to 200 DPI. So the 2.8 is a 200 and the 3.8 is a 300. Now, these will print nice, small labels, and they are very good at printing in ridiculously tight areas. So like a 3-inch wide by, half-inch tall label it can print on, or a 1 by 3.75, you can go in, you can set all of the different parameters. Good, reliable printers that we have a lot of success with. Once again, connect them over to network, no problem, configurable in the print server, and you can move them all around the warehouse and just plug them back in and they'll still show up as the same printer name. Now, moving over to scanners, once again, you can use any scanner you want, but there's a primary 3D scanner that we like to recommend, and that is the Honeywell Xenon 1900. This is a cheap scanner. You can get them for less than $100 a piece. They have a Bluetooth capability on this particular one. This is a little bit more expensive one with the Bluetooth. They will connect in over a USB cable, which can be swapped out, and they come in a few different flavors. So this is a wireless Bluetooth one that is in the black color. Then this is another Bluetooth one that is in the white color. And then here we have a permanent stationary one. These are ones that you would kind of see in like a retail environment. So this would be sitting and aiming, and you could just put something in front of it. And they're very, very configurable as to whether you want them to read QR codes or whether you don't, whether you want them to put a carriage return, like type in what it does and hit enter, or if you don't want it to do that, or if you want it to tab after typing, or you can also have them set up to where you don't even have to pull the trigger, it will just constantly be on. So it's a very reliable scanner. And even if you don't use one of these, you can use other symbol scanners. You can use Honeywell scanners like these. You can use anything that will configure to the system and work on the computers that you have it attached to, whether it is 2D or 3D. Now, obviously, if you want to scan QR codes, which are a three-dimensional barcode, then you're going to need a 3D scanner such as these Honeywell 1900s. They've worked very well with a lot of our customers, and anything other than the smallest QR codes can be read by them.